What is going on YouTube? Hannah back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. Yes, I made a video earlier today and I figured I'd put out an update video as we finally got the kind of answer that we needed. The S&P 500 did just open here and I wanted to create this update video to basically figure out what exactly is going on. So the market's actually opened within the S&P 500 and we're kind of just free floating. Honestly, I don't think much is happening at all. We're literally trading a little bit higher than where we were at open, but literally still trading sideways, still battling this top resistance. Not the answer we need just yet. Hopefully, we'll find it out by the end of today, if not tomorrow, but we'll see. Also, we need to talk about Bitcoin, which finally broke $40,000, and I just want to let everybody know not to jump to conclusions just yet, saying, oh, we're going back up. We still are below some pretty detrimental resistances that we've done nothing but reject off of in the past here, and we're now climbing back up to retest that. So we do kind of have to talk about this possibility, and until proven otherwise, we still have to consider corrections to continue to head out. This also applies with other cryptos like Ethereum and even XRP, which you can see is really not doing anything just yet, still battling this resistance right now, but hopefully you'll get that answer in a few moments. Otherwise, guys, today's video is brought to us by VIBLOS, as you guys can see here. They're the first decentralized social network based on the principles of Swiss democracy, which is an interesting take on social networks, and we are going to be talking about them at the end of today's video, so definitely stay tuned. As you can see, they are pretty much published on most of the major news platforms here, and they do go in depth as to what exactly they plan on doing for the community, but we will be talking about them, like I said, at the end of today's video. More information about VIBLOS, however, is linked down in the description below. With that being said, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's dive into today's episode. So guys, as you can see, about 2 hours ago, and by the time this video comes out, maybe 4 hours ago, we put out a video basically saying today would reveal everything, as we are in falling wedge fractals on most of these cryptocurrencies, and we should get the answer that we were waiting for. Now, the video basically went in depth to talk about the S&P 500, which is in a lower high, lower low, falling wedge fractal here. And you can see on Bitcoin too, and on Ethereum, and even on XRP, even though we are trending slightly up today, we're still creating these lower lows. This is a previous low, this is a previous low, and it is on a continued scale downwards. So there's no real reason to get excited just yet. As much as I would like to get excited for market swings like this, it's not yet necessarily the answer. Overall, though, we are doing really well today, though. To my surprise, we're up about 4.7% overall within Bitcoin here. We have the markets on TradingView saying 8%. Not entirely sure why there's a difference here, but regardless, the cryptocurrencies are starting to see a swing to the positive upside direction here. Now, looking at XRP, once again, as we've also mentioned earlier today, you guys can see there is a big, whether this is a bull flag, whatever you want to call it, there is a fractal that has created lower highs consistently and then also created lower lows where prices have just continued to free fall down to where we have expected it to be right at this price floor here at 59 cents. And then we'll get kind of that answer that we're looking for. Now, the real concern is how are we going to, pan out with this resistance? This is a big vital support. So there's two things we have to pay attention to. It's this resistance here and this price floor here. These are the two most important signs on XRP. So to extend this out to form a descending triangle, this is what we're dealing with. It's this downtrend and this support. And it's very simple. It's very simple. It's textbook. And we've talked about this in the past here. As we consolidate and fill in this gap, if we at any point break through the price floor, whether that be over here to the downside and close the daily below it, prices are not going to do too well. And we would immediately see correction and a pullback to probably lower points, 40 cents, 30 cents, 20 cents on XRP very quickly due to the fact that there's not much support on the way down. Vice versa, if we do see prices, which would be nice, break us through this resistance here at the top, this downtrend, we would be able to head up higher, although we would be intertwined with moving averages, which has been a problem in the past. And if not even higher up, the highest point I could see us going short term, which would be 94 cents, or sorry, maybe 92 cents, being that we are in a big resistance. Now, when I scale out and look at the weekly charts, you guys can hopefully see what exactly we're looking at here. There appears to be a much bigger resistance level than we had once originally looked at when we were zoomed in on the daily. When you take a step back, you'll notice that there's a big descending triangle at play here, which will really determine the outcome of XRP once we start to fill in this gap. Ideally, what we would look for is probably probably rejection off here, bounce off support, filling this gap in until a decision is made at the end here or slightly earlier. But that's really what we're waiting for. So short term, although we're seeing markets slightly swing up today, the 1%, 2% run that we're starting to see, I wouldn't get overexcited just yet. We still need to be cautious, and I have yet to buy in and don't plan on buying in, because even if we see a break above here, I expect to see resistance right off the moving average, which could cause markets to, take a turn for the worst. As for the other cryptocurrencies that you guys are interested in, and we'll talk about the S&P 500, Ethereum is also not really seeing much of a big movement at all. I mean, if you kind of take a look at it, it's almost like it's trading inside a channel where this has been trading at resistance and this has been a support. And if we scale it out, you can see we have had other indicators. We've had some problems, some resistances, some supports in the past. It's not really something that I would get just excited for yet, as we might start to say, hey, this might be the top as we hit the middle of this Bollinger Band and continue to consolidate out. Very similar to what we've done, I believe, on Bitcoin. No, maybe it was XRP. Yeah, XRP saw a lot of this consolidation here, where pretty much just flatlined out, traded sideways. Ethereum is kind of seeing a very similar pattern where it really doesn't want to go above 2,800 or below 2,575. We've just been kind of teeter-tottering inside of this, and I don't think we're going to be seeing that break today either. So I don't think we're going to see that big run. Regardless, even looking at Bitcoin, we're seeing a similar pattern. To my surprise, we went a little bit higher than expected, as there seems to be more of a resistance on 39K, maybe around 40K. When you zoom into the 4-hour, you can kind of see what appears to be, or what appeared to be, some sort of ascending triangle, where this seems to be a big support resistance level, and then, which isn't entirely that accurate because there's only 2 points of contact here, some sort of uptrend where prices just broke through it and then broke through its moving averages on the 4-hour too, now retesting what appears to be a bigger resistance at about 41,596. Nothing to say, hey, we're in a bullish run, it's time to throw in, because we're missing out on an opportunity. You can still see that there tends to be some sort of problem zone right at around this moving average right here. We have lots of wicks on the weekly charts, lots of resistances in the past, and zooming into the daily here, I'd like to think that you can also see where these problem zones are that I've drawn in blue. Clear resistance, over and over again. We have supports here, we have supports here, we have supports here, and now we're getting very close to retesting it again. So, not to say that we aren't headed in the right direction, because we definitely are. What we need to see is a break above, I'd say 41,670. If we can break above this, there then would be a good chance that the daily will allow us to move full steam ahead to retest the moving average at 45K, and if we can break through that, maybe we'll start to see an incline back up. Regardless, I still think the halving is at play. Bitcoin and crypto have pretty much started to consolidate back down, which is exactly what happened after the halving back in 2020. We hit all-time highs, and we're starting to scale lower. We may see some more blips and corrections up and down until we get to the next 2024 halving, which I know is years away, and I don't want to spread FUD. Still, there is plenty of money to be made leverage trading cryptocurrency in the short term here, and that's pretty much what we have to wait for. Regardless, let's let this stuff play out. Let's get a clear dictation as to what exactly is going on before we make any advances in the market, as I feel like that's the best opportunity to not lose money anytime soon. Hopefully you guys can see clear as day as to why I wouldn't buy in on this, which is a nice pump to the upside for Bitcoin, but not why I would buy in just yet. This is a clear problem zone for Bitcoin as it starts to scale out. You can hopefully clearly see the problems we've had in the past at this support, and now we're under it. So it's going to be pretty difficult for Bitcoin to break above, but if we do, then we're in the clear. Regardless, the S&P 500 is in the same boat. Hopefully, this is the lowest point the S&P moves to, but you can see there is still clear problem zones with this downtrend here. We have yet to break through it. We're seeing a lot of consolidation today, very similar to what we've seen in the past on these runs here after retesting bottom supports and being oversold. And now we have to let these basically play out. Hopefully we can break through it, and that would mark the bottom for the rest of the year. But there still is this chance of rejection and correction, which we'll time and wait for. Otherwise, guys, I do want to talk more about Vibelos with you. I want to give a huge shout out to VIBLOS for sponsoring today's episode. As with all cryptocurrency projects, please do your own research and never invest anything you can't afford to lose. So guys, over the past decade, prominent social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter have progressed from being basic entertainment venues to becoming a cornerstone in communities' way of life. Now, while there's no doubt that these platforms provide respective services to consumers, these advantages come at exorbitant fees that the majority of users are unaware of. And this is due to the fact that the vast majority of users do not actually read all the terms and conditions that they automatically accept when joining a social networking site. VIBLOS, a coming-of-age Web 3.0 social media network platform, is aiming to change that. And VIBLOS is a tokenized mixed social network that promotes democratic and free expression-based social interactions and community building. And of course, there are boundaries that should never be crossed, but VIBLOS would never demonetize or censor someone simply because they hold a different viewpoint. And unfortunately, that is the road that most of the major platforms have actually chosen in recent times, and VIBLOS will contribute to the creation of new internet synergy, and this new paradigm brings together blockchain technology and social media. Now, VIBLOS will make the impossible achievable by allowing you to earn money as a passive user without having to create anything, and users will be able to earn money in a variety of ways while also sharing and monetizing their contributions in a secure, transparent, and verifiable manner. And in addition, users will have the option to choose whether they want to be paid in native tokens, fiat money, or other cryptocurrencies. And the VIBLO token is the main engine of governance on the platform, powering various transactions such as transferring VIBLOS to other users, buying licenses for content, exchanging VIBLOS for fiat, and even earning rewards. And VIBLOS DAO is a digital version of direct democracy in Switzerland, and all of its users have control over their data and have the option to protect their privacy, thus the governance is in their hands. And blockchain has the potential to establish an environment that monetizes content creation and use while also protecting users from government control. And users' data would actually be secure and confidential, and also content shared would be genuine in such an environment. Now, VIBLOS' objective is to use an open, decentralized social network to bring people's interests together and allow them to do business. And furthermore, the project aims to give value to any creative output, allowing users to develop their skills while also establishing a direct, decentralized relationship between the public and content producers. And in order to empower and build their enterprises, VIBLOS also plans to create a common thread and communication route between celebrities and influencers and their networks. Now, VIBLOS is a composite of both the Internet of Things IoT and the Internet of People IOP. Now, this platform is being implemented by the company to allow content creators to actually earn a decent livelihood by valuing their skills and various social connections. And VIBLOS represents a paradigm shift in the way humans and their devices interact in order to extract value from their data. And it is proposing a new concept dubbed Value of People, or VOP, through VIBLOS by promoting artistic and entrepreneurial talents. Now, the platform would measure and rank users' reputations using decentralized entities and a tokenization method. They actually believe that a decentralized reputational mechanism, rather than the current monolithic and opaque centralized social networks, which can stimulate the expansion of the social network. So guys, for more information about VIBLOS, definitely make sure to check out the links in the description of today's video where you can find their website. Otherwise, huge shout out to VIBLOS for sponsoring today's episode. As always, make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.